Okay, guys, welcome back to the news. The Artemis. NASA delayed the launch of the Orion rocket in Florida on August 1 due to one in four engine problems, disappointing the people who waited to watch the rocket launch even that day. If successful, it will be considered an achievement that can bring humans back to the moon again. More importantly, it was to bring human settlement on the moon in the long term. But before getting to that point, the humans involved in this mission include both female and black astronauts. Artemis project is a NASA project to bring humans back to the moon again for the first time since 1972, taking more than 10 years to prepare. NASA had built a new generation of spacecraft and rockets to bring this spacecraft up into the space. How to launch into space. The SLS rocket is the most powerful rocket since the Saturn V rocket launched by Apollo in the 1960s and 1970s. The SLS rocket on the Artemis mission was 90 meters tall, equivalent to a 32-story building or 2 meters taller than Big Ben. The SLS rocket is divided into several parts. There are 4 engines at the bottom, and there are 2 more large solid propellants on the side. The core contains liquid fuel. In total, the weight accounts for 90% of the total weight of SLS. Thank you. Please move to the next, guys.
Alright. Each second, a solid fuel propellant burns 6 tons of the solid fuel. It is dropped after 2 minutes. The core of the rocket is then the SLS thruster, continuing at 40,000 kilometers per hour to get out of the Earth. Orbit the core of the rocket is a large sack of liquid fuel below minus 180 degrees Celsius. It will burn 2 million liters of liquid hydrogen and 740,000 liquid of oxygen. In just 8 minutes, impossible. That's so fast. Compared to the amount of the liquid fuel equal to one Olympic pool. Wow, that's a lot of liquid fuel. As the fuel burns out, the core of the rocket split. The frozen fuel propellant ICPS will then proceed to the next step to deliver the Orion spacecraft into the lunar orbit, which is 380,000 kilometers away from the Earth. The Orion is almost at the top of the stars. The topmost part is the launch cancel system. Next down will be the Orion ship. It consists of the 2 parts. The cabin of the crew, which this time did not bring human up, only a dummy, and the part used to carry luggage, including navigation computers and thruster. It took Orion to the moon. It took Orion 2 to 3 days to get close to the moon. The closest distance is about 100 kilometers from the surface of the moon. Before launching a thruster, the spacecraft entered orbit at the furthest distance of 65,000 kilometers from lunar surface. When we take a human up to the moon, it will be in the Artemis 2. Yes, in Artemis 2, not now. If I remember, it's in 2023 or 2024 or 2025. It will soon. So this is a design report. Thank you.
By reaching the moon, the engine propels a frozen fuel vehicle. Will accelerate the Orion spacecraft while orbiting the Earth and use the gravity of the Earth to hurl the Orion spacecraft into space. By the way, this is called translunar injection. Once the Orion spacecraft breaks away from it and spends its last period on orbit around the Sun. Around the same time, a tiny satellite will be launched, number of 10 stars, to use of various missions. The Orion spacecraft is about 8 meters long. In the future, there will be many astronauts. 4 people go to the moon too. Orion is larger than Apollo, but still has less than 9 square meters of space. Crews can stay in the craft for a maximum of 21 days. With the uncrewed Artemis 1 mission going 42 days because NASA wanted to test it. Limits of the Orion chip before sending the crew along. If everything goes smoothly, then the mission Artemis 2 will follow, which is similar to the first mission, but with a crew of astronauts going up to orbit on the Artemis mission. It will become a human journey, the furthest away from the Earth ever made. The Orion spacecraft is only responsible for leading astronauts from Earth to the Moon, not being designed for landing on the Moon. The next mission, astronauts want to reach the lunar surface. The astronauts need to move from the spacecraft Orion in order to make humans land on the lunar surface, which NASA is currently giving SpaceX to build.
They are also planned to build a space station orbiting the Moon in the future, which will be named Gateway. The Orion spacecraft will connect to this Gateway space station. The astronauts will then be able to board another spacecraft that can take them to the surface of the Moon. After completing the mission, they will return to the space station and transfer to the Orion spacecraft to continue the journey back to our world on its return journey to Earth's surface. The Orion spacecraft accelerates as it orbits the Moon and then shoots itself back to Earth. As it approaches Earth, the payload spacecraft separates because it is no longer necessary. The cabin and crew spacecraft travel at speeds greater than the speed of sound, 32 times as it enters the Earth's atmosphere, and as it enters the Earth's atmosphere, its velocity is reduced, and the thermal shield protects the crew from the heat of about 2,700 degrees Celsius. After traveling more than 2 million kilometers, the spacecraft returned to Earth by landing in the Pacific Ocean offshore. San Diego, California NASA, aided by the U.S. Navy, will survey the Orion and take months to analyze the collected data. Parts of the spacecraft will be reused for the Artemis 2 mission in 2024, which will bring 4 astronauts on board, and in 2025, the Artemis 3 mission, which will bring humans returning to the Moon for the first time in 50 years, will happen, which is a mission that NASA has been waiting for a long time.
Okay, guys, so after we talk about the Artemis, we got a guest here today. And he's a space lover, I guess. He is NASA fan. So he gonna give us his opinion about this mission today. Let me ask you first question. What do you think
Okay,
about this project?
this is a very interesting mission because NASA hasn't sent people to the moon for a long time,
Mhm.
and NASA has preparing for more than 10 years, making me feel very exciting and looking forward to the launch date.
Mhm.
But just to a launch earlier, the launch of spacecraft was postponed This made me quite a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, everything it is spoiled because the launch date had moved from the day that they planned for to another day because of some problem. Yeah. Let me add the second question. Do you think this mission will be a success?
Mm, I believe it may be a success, but not 100% because everything can go wrong, and no matter how much we prepare.
Yeah, everything can go wrong. Let me add a third question. This is the last question. What do you think about a woman and back astronaut are involved in this mission?
Oh, good question. I think nobody care about who you are. If you are competent enough, you will be success.
Yeah, patience is everything.
Yes.
Thank you so much for let me interview you and to waste your time or something like that. Okay, guys. So this is all for the news today. Hope you like it. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.